We back with another exclusive. Coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. What's going on, man? I'm that dude that's going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. And you know what they say about the truth? The truth will set you free. You dig? It's a holiday week. Thanksgiving is upon us. I know Thursday, a lot of people are going to be eating turkey, ham, all kind of pies, sweet potato pies, all kind of pies, stuffing, whatever people want to cook, basically. That's usually how Thanksgiving goes. Whatever they want to cook, that's usually how it goes, you know. I've never been a big turkey man, to be honest. Turkey's okay, but I'm not really never been a big fan of turkey where it's like, I gotta get this turkey, man. No, I've never been like that. You know, I gotta have this turkey, man. I've never been that excited over the turkey, you know. And I don't celebrate the holidays. I don't celebrate holidays. This is what I do is I take advantage of the holidays by spending time with my friends and family. That's what I do with the holidays. I stopped celebrating the holidays like, my goodness, 15 years ago. I stopped celebrating the holidays 15 years ago. Because I found that the whole thing was just a hustle. It's a game. It's just a game. That's all it is, Jay Jones. It's a hustle. I'm riding around Christmas Eve looking for last minute gifts in the car, stressing myself out. I'm like, man, why the hell am I doing all this, man? What am I trying to prove? This is nonsense, man. What am I trying to prove, and who am I trying to prove it to? I couldn't come up with an answer. That's when I like, man, you're playing yourself. I mean, the worst person you can play is yourself. So I'm like, man, the heck with this. You know, I ain't trying to be stressed out. Running around, getting last minute Christmas gifts. Heck with this, man. Gotta be a better way to do it. I'm talking every year people go through this. Every year they go through this. It's like they're willing to get all stressed out and out of shape. Just like women that are cooking for Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, they're cooking when they get from work, or if they take off, or maybe they don't work. They're going to take the whole day tomorrow to cook dinner for Thursday. Or they'll just go cater it out or whatever, however they want to do it. But if they have to cook, oh, boy, these women, they be stressed out, boy. They'll cook. If they have to work, as soon as they get home, they'll be up almost all night cooking. And let me tell you why I know this. Because I used to see my mom used to do this. My mom used to do this. And my grandmother used to do this. And my aunts, they still do this to this day. It takes a couple hours for that turkey to bake. And ham, and they cooking all this food because because so many people coming over Thursday about 2:00. That's how it is. That's how it is where I'm from in my family. People keep coming over the whole day Thursday, and everybody leaves with a plate. Man, you gotta love it, man. Ain't nothing like it's no place like home, man. It's no place like home. You can go anywhere in the world, but there's no place like home, man. Regardless of where you're from, there's no place like home, man. And I can say that because I visited and I've been to a lot of places, but I haven't been anywhere where it's like I can compare to being home. None. Zero. So, hey, share this video. Like this video. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that P.S. by the way, follow me on Instagram. You can follow me over there at Sharp Game. That's my ID over there on Instagram. I've been posting more and more pictures over there lately. Surprisingly. People like the quotes. They like the flash on Instagram. They like big butts. They like all that good stuff on Instagram. And hey, I like it too. I like it too. Hey, Hey, I might be older than you, but I still like it too. Hey, man, I'm a man. I'm not gay. So, hey, man, I'm looking too. The only difference between me and you is I have crazy discipline. And I know that most of these women, they've had some type of surgery. They had work done. Lip injections, hydrogel butts, or some women had the good surgery. But you pay $10,000, $20,000, boy. Sometimes more than that. You can't even tell if they had plastic surgery sometimes. That's the type of surgery a lot of these girls have. Boy, they go to the best surgeons in the country. Oh, man. There's a girl that I know here in Atlanta. She's 37, but she looked like she's 25. And she's a Caucasian woman, too. So the first week I met her, I said, hey, you're 37, but, you don't look like it. You must have had some work done. And she was like, yeah, I have to admit, I did have some work done. But I kind of knew she had some work done because she's from LA. And I know how a lot of them get down out there. She moved from LA. So I was like, oh, yeah, I could tell. But, I mean, if you really didn't know her and you didn't tell her your age, or she didn't tell you her age, you'd be thinking she's in her 20s. And she's almost 40 years old, got no wrinkles, no nothing. I'm like, oh no. Y'all ain't got them jeans like that now. Come on now. Come clean. That's what I told her. But hey, she was honest, you know. Yeah, man, you know. So man, you know, I get this common question that's pretty consistent on a weekly basis. And people always ask how do you get over certain, you know, awkwardness, or how do you upgrade your social skills? How do you uh just live a better life? And it's a simple answer, really. You know, everything you wanna everything you want to do, it requires a skill set. That's what really is. It's every skill, everything that you want to do is going to require a different skill, really, and a different mindset. You need a new mind. You have to lose the mind that you already have, because the mind that you have now, the way you think now, is not going to take you where you want to be. And even if you fake it till you make it, like most people will lie to you, that's not going to last anyway. That's going to crumble. That's going to fall apart after a while. So if you fake it till you make it, yeah, you might have a good start. You might even get lucky, but it's not going to last long. It's going to crumble, and then you have to start all over again. Really. And plus, a lot of times, a lot of people, the awkwardness comes from people think that they're not enough. They feel like, hey, you know, this person is better than me. This person is doing something that I can't do. This person is, um, you know, they're doing things that I can't see myself doing. You know, so a lot of people have low self-esteem. So to overcome a lot of that stuff, like I always say, you have to focus on yourself 80% of the time. Because if you ain't right, if you're no good, or you're not in the place where you want to be, as far as you being happy with who you are, you're not going to be no good or too much for anybody else. That's usually how it works. You know, there's no way of getting around it. There's no hack. There's no shortcut. Anything. But the best part about it is, once you learn these skills, and once you have these skills and master these skills, you have them forever. And you don't ever have to start all over again. No one can take them from you. That's the best part about it. Now, attaining some of these skills, in the beginning, it can be a little, might not be easy. You might get frustrated. You might get knocked down. You might fail. But you don't have to stay down. You can always get back up. However, once you learn it, once you master it, No one can take it away from you. No one. And even if, for whatever reason, let's say you created something, you produced something, and it blows up. You become like well known in your town, in your city, because of stuff that you produce. And let's say somebody sets you up to fail, and everything you had gets taken away from you. This happens to a lot of people. Everything you have gets taken away from you. You end up in jail for a while, and you get out after a couple of days, but they take all your stuff, everything that you own, everything that you ever had, everything that you worked for over the past 5-10 years. But that's okay. You know why? Because you still have the skills. You still have the skills, and you still have the connections that you created with everything that just got taken away from you. So you don't have to start all over from scratch in reality. Really, you really don't. You have the skills. You have the contacts. You might not have no money, or not as much as you had before you got set up. But somebody that's in your Rolodex got the money and the contacts. So sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. But if you got them both, that's a recipe for success. You got the money and the contacts. It don't really get too much better than that. Now, if you got the money and you don't have the skills and you lose it all, you're in bad shape. But if you got the skills and you don't have the money, that's okay. Because you're still in business. You can still do something. Because you got the skills. But if you got the skills and the money, oh, shit. Sky's the limit. So this is really how you advance in this society. The reason why a lot of guys have such low self-esteem because they don't know how to do anything. Take one thing that you know how to do well and piggyback off that into something else. Most guys, well, I'm not gonna say most, but a lot of guys, especially online, they don't know how to do anything. Not one, they don't have nothing that they're passionate about. Nothing. Just football. Just football, man. I mean, if you play football, okay, that's cool. But if you're just a fan, no, that ain't the same. No. I'm not talking about you like watching football, you're going to the basketball game. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about something that you know how to do. You got to be in the game, not being a fan, jumping up and down like a damn cheerleader, some shit like that. No. Doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. That's the problem. That a lot of people want to be entertained too much. Too much of anything is not good. I'm going to say that again. Too much of anything is not good. You name it. Too much of anything is not good. And in this country, we like to be entertained too much, in my opinion. I mean, the entertainment never stops year round. When one thing stops, something else kick in. I'm like, man, they got this thing set up like a machine. When football ends, basketball coming. When basketball ends, baseball coming. Damn. Man, they got this. It's like a machine, man. Right on time. Doesn't miss a beat. All the stations on television and magazines, everything kicking at the same time. Exactly, Ezekiel. Like the Matrix. Yeah. We are living in the Matrix. I mean, it's set up perfectly, Dora. And all the stations all the commentators, they're like talking heads. Everybody's saying the same thing. I'm talking if you flip from channel to channel, I don't care what network it is. Almost all of them are saying the same thing. I mean, it's really incredible. They're very organized, man. I'm like, damn. If I give you an example, when let me pick a player lately that's been criticized. Oh yeah, when Des Bryant didn't sign a new deal earlier during the season, every station was basically saying the same thing. It was all negative news about Des Bryant. He didn't do this. He talked too much. He's a distraction. Every station was saying he's a distraction. He's not a good fit. He's a distraction. I don't know if he's a good fit. He's a distraction. Every station, from ESPN, NFL networks, Fox. I'm like, my God. And even online, same thing. He's a distraction. He's not a good fit. I'm like, my God. Does anybody have anything positive to say? You know, no one person is all bad. Everybody got something good about them. Damn. You know, and I learned a long time ago not to believe stuff that you hear in the media, because I've met some of these athletes and entertainers, and they're completely different from the way they're being portrayed as athletes in the NFL. This is Michael, being an antisocial and socially awkward black dude really bites you in the ass. Well, it depends on the environment you're in, Michael. That's what I would say about that. It really depends. Because if I look back, I missed out on a lot of opportunities when I was younger because I was so shy. I remember like when I was 15? No, actually it was 13. When I was 13, I had a chance to do a commercial for JCPenney. But I was so nervous, I said no. Stuff like that. You know, like, I mean, and it came like out of the blue. Me and my mom and my dad was in JCPenney's store where I'm from, one of the stores where I'm from. And we were just looking around for clothes for me to, you know, go back to school, basically. And this lady was like I think she was like the regional marketing manager at the time. I remember this like it was yesterday. She was like the regional marketing manager at the time. And she asked me, she asked my mom, hey, is this your son? She was like, yeah. And then She was like, "Hey, would you like to be in in a commercial?" And I was like, "No." I was like, straight up no. And then my mom was like, "Are you sure?" And then the lady was like, "You sure?" I said, "No." And she was like, "Okay." Yeah. So this, and then as I got older, it was the same thing. It was the same thing, but it got to be where it started to be like a trend where it's like I knew I could do it, but I was so nervous, I just didn't try. It became, I got to that point, and then I think by this time I was in the Navy, and being in the military, they force you through everything. They push you through. So even if you don't want to do it, it's going to be very difficult for you not to do it. So that's how I kind of got past a lot of those roadblocks. That's what I call them, roadblocks, really. You got to push yourself through it. Is it going to be uncomfortable? You know it. You got that right. It's going to be very uncomfortable. You got to get used to being uncomfortable, especially in this society where we live. You got to get used to being uncomfortable. If you're comfortable all the time, you're not growing. If you're comfortable all the time, you're not growing. Either you're growing or you're dying. Either you're moving forward or you're moving backwards. There's no neutral playground, medium ground. Life don't work like that. Either you're moving forward or you're going backwards. If you're stagnant, you're going backwards. That's how this life works. Either you're growing or you're dying. And the same as the people that you have around you. Even they're pushing you forward or they're holding you back. That's it. That's how it goes. Same if you have a man or a woman in a relationship. Same thing. If y'all not growing, y'all dying. Y'all ain't gonna last long either. That's how that is. I know a lot of women out here are control freaks. I'm a sophomore in high school with a 5.5 GPA. You're a sophomore in high school. What advice do I have for you in high school? Keep doing what you're doing. And find a way to make your own money outside of a job. That's the advice I have for you. And the faster you learn that, the better off you'll be in the future. Learn how to create your own money outside of a job or a corporation. Faster you learn that, the better off you be in the future. That's my advice to you, Michael. And we got the internet today. So the sky's the limit. I've read a ton of financial literacy books. What books you read? But the Bible does talk about leaving comfort zones. Yeah, the Bible talks about a lot of good stuff. Believe it or not, the Bible gives a lot of good concepts. Even though it's been, tampered with through different languages and lies and deceit and deception, but the Bible does give a lot of good concepts. A lot of good stories. I got to give the Bible a little bit of props. So yeah, Michael, what books have you read? I'm just curious, as far as financial literacy goes. The Richest Man in Babylon, The Magic of Thinking Big. Yeah, those are two good ones. Yeah, those books are that's a good start. Those books are basically on mindset. So that's a good start. But you need to read more practical thinking books. I'm trying to remember the 8. Now you don't have to name them all. You don't have to name them all. But those books are, it's all about those books are. Yeah, you get into more practical thinking books. What are you keys to get her to take the panties off on the first night? Yeah. And I always remember, Michael, the game is people. That's the thing. It's all about the people. It's all about the people that you're around. If you're around forward thinking people, people that always they seek to get better, their lives, their family, their friends. You're only as strong as the people you have around you. I also read Miseducation of the Negro. Yeah, that's a good book. That's a good book. That tells you don't make the mistakes that these people have made. The Miseducation of the Negro, yeah. How you get the girls' panties off the first night? You got to spit game, Ezekiel. And a woman has to really be into you to sleep with you the first night. She has to be lusting for you. You have a lot of that has to do with who you are as well. It's not just talking. It's a combination of things that has to happen for you to get with a girl the first night. Fredo, appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of stuff has to happen for you to get with a girl the first night. That doesn't happen by luck or by accident. It's not just talk game. It's a little bit more than that. You have to steer the conversation into that direction if you want to sleep with a girl the first night. And that depends on the environment. It depends on where you meet her at. And it depends on who you are. A combination of things, man. Depends on where you meet her at too. You on vacation, or you out of town, she in your town, y'all live in the same town. A lot of this stuff, it's a combination of things that must happen, Good movie, OP. What's that? Have you seen the movie 1517 to Paris? And the family does talk about how people want to avoid pain, but they need that to grow. Most people stay in comfort zones and never break out. Yeah, that is true. I never seen the movie, but yeah, most people do stay in their comfort zone. They avoid pain. They avoid all any type of any type of. I think most people kind of avoid anything that's controversial. Really, they don't even like talking about anything that's controversial or anything that's that most people won't talk about. Sometimes it ain't worth getting in the panties the first night. She might have STD. Yeah, she might have STD. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's pretty much how that works, man. But every man should have I feel like every man should have more than one income. Every man should be able to learn how to take care of himself outside of a job because you cannot depend on anybody to take care of you out here. I don't care how long you've been working your job. You cannot depend on these corporations for your livelihood. Viable calculus sophomore year, okay. I mean, I guess it's okay, man. I mean, calculus. I took calculus. Actually, you know what? I didn't take calculus in high school. I took calculus in college. So, what are you going to college, Michael? I mean, if you're taking it in high school, and if you're going to college, okay, so that's cool. If you're taking it now, and if you're taking it now, that's cool. If you're going to college, you be ahead of the game. Because when you go to college, there's a good chance you're going to take it again. So hey, it's all good. But I didn't take it when I was in high school. I didn't take that till I went to college. And the funny thing is, I didn't have any problems. I had a problem with trig when I went to college. Trig, I thought trigonometry was very difficult for me. Algebra and calculus, that wasn't too bad. But trig, I had a hard time with that shit, man. I had a hard time with that, man. I'm serious. I don't know why. I just had a hard time with it. That was the only class I had a hard time with. Everything else was like, okay, I'll study on my own. But when I got to that trig, I needed help for this. I needed a tutor. That's how much problems I had with it. Like, this shit is difficult. For real. I learned the hard way of the 3 TSs nearly fully talked about. You're correct. You can't depend on company to take care of you. You can't depend on nobody to take care of your life. Nobody's gonna ever care as much as you, man. But I will avoid student loan debt. Yeah, avoid student loan debt if you can. I looked at student loan before I even went to college. I looked at it like this. If I can take a chance to do anything else, I'll take a chance by getting the student loan. That's how I looked at it. So I was like, I look at the worst case scenario when I got out of college, when I graduated. I said, hey, what if I can't find a good job? What would I do? So I said, well, if I can't find the job that I want, I would start something on the side. So I had all this shit planned out way in advance, man. Way in advance. Because these colleges, they don't guarantee you they can't really guarantee you jobs, unless you go to Ivy League college. If you go to Ivy League college, you pretty much set for life. Pretty much. Yeah. Because it's all about networks at the Ivy League colleges. That's what it's all about. You get what you pay for. How do you overcome social awkwardness and crush it? I just told you how to overcome. Ezekiel, you must just got here. I just told you how to overcome all of that. I just said all that. In a nutshell, Z, work on yourself. The best you can be, the better you can become, the better off you be. So work on yourself. Focus on yourself 80% of the time. And let the chips fall where they be. And stop putting people on a pedestal. That's another. People have bad habits. Stop putting people on a pedestal. Nobody's better than you just because they live on the other side of the tracks. Or they went to college and you didn't. They got a luxury car and you don't. They work at Bank of America and you don't. You blue collar. All the nonsense that people come up with to justify in their heads. They dress better than you. All the nonsense people come up with. That doesn't really mean anything. And when you're young, you don't really know this. You don't understand this. But when you get my age, you be like, oh, man, I was wasting my time with them fools back then. Look at how they look today. Fat, sloppy, alcoholics, drug addicts. I'm healthy. I ain't got no problems. Who winning? Me and them. Hey, man, they might have a head start. But hey, I'm in the fourth quarter and I'm still winning. That's been my experience. All those people that I was in high school with, look at them now. Oh my God. Not all, but a lot of them. Man, I see them now. I don't gotta ask for the phone number now. They give me the number. And I throw it in the trash. I had planned my way of different source of income for about 3 to 4 years. That's good, man. That's good you planning. If you go to community college and get a degree in plumbing or electrical degree, you are well set. Also, health, career like X-ray tech or dentist tech. Yeah, I would say anything that's in the technology. Anything that's in the technology, that's gonna help you out in the future, down the line. Yeah, I mean, plumbing and being an electrician. Yeah, they're not going nowhere. That's a good skill. You can make some good money in being a plumber and electrician, air conditioning, heating, stuff like that. You can't become a doctor, but you can assist one and make a career. Yeah, you can become like what they call a physician assistant. Yeah, they get paid. I think one lady told me she get paid like $45 an hour to assist a doctor. All she do is she got appointments 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week. She can just check when the doctor's not in. She take all his appointments. That's all she do, 4 or 5 days a week. And he's a specialist too. Cancer patients. All them women that have cervix cancer, he's a specialist. Oh, he's super rich. You know that. I talked to him. Super rich. Oh, man. Breaking in. Man, cancer is an epidemic in this country. So he's super rich. You can't. You're definitely right about that. There are plenty of people who commit suicide because they go into debt buying a house, car, boat, live on the credit, and no way to pay it off. Well, the reality is most people are not going to be able to pay off all of their debt. That's just reality. So there's no need to go and slash your wrists, jump off the building, and commit suicide. Because most of us, including myself, are not going to be able to pay all your debt. All your debt. All of it? Probably not. If you live long enough, you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're not going to be able to pay all your debts off. Some stuff, it's going to be like, hey, man, who cares? This is how I see it. As long as that debt is making me money, I don't care. That's how I see it. There's good debt and bad debt. The bad debt is a liability, like a mortgage, a house that you stay in, and you don't got no money coming in every month on that house, on that mortgage that you live in. That's bad debt. That's a liability. That ain't no asset. It might be a nice house, but it's not an asset. It ain't making you no money every month. So I don't care. You know, if I got a mortgage, let's say I buy a building and I got a mortgage and there's people that's renting in that building and that's making me money every month. And some of that money is going towards the mortgage, the debt. I don't care about paying off the debt. I don't care. I'm worried about how much cash flow I can have coming every month. That's how I see it. I mean, if you're trying to pay off all your debts, man, I just think that's crazy. That's that BS that been sold to us. You got to get out of debt. You got to pay all your debts off. So what most people do, they work themselves to death, working 2, 3, 4 jobs. For what? And then when you get sick, because you're so exhausted. Of course you're exhausted. You work 3 jobs and you don't get enough sleep. And you don't eat right. Crazy. And some guys listen to their woman all the time. The woman don't know what they're talking about most of the time either. She just like you. In most cases, keep working so you can pay that debt off. How long are you going to be able to work 2, 3 jobs? How long are you going to be able to do that? 2 years? 5 years? 10 years? Or until you get sick and you can't do it no more. And when you get sick and can't do it no more, then what you gonna do? Oh, something got to go, right? You gotta sell the house or sell the car, whatever. You should have done that earlier before you ran yourself in the ground. Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to do better than this, man. But y'all, you don't want to let anything go. You don't want to let the house go or let one of the cars go because you want to impress the neighbors, impress your friends and family. Stupid. That's stupid. Get it all TV. Memphis 10 in the house. What up? Apple Mac in the house. Correct? A house is a bad debt unless you house hack and turn it into good debt. Exactly. You know, people are crazy, man. People want to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. They be like, they be driving and they like, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Like, what are you doing? You got a car that you pay $1,000 for every month. You got a mortgage that's somewhere about the same or more, depending on where you live at. Then you got kids, or you got one coming. And when that kid come, I don't care how much money you make. It ain't gonna be enough. The money that you make at that job ain't gonna be enough to cover all them bills when that kid come. I don't care what kind of job you got. It ain't gonna be enough when that kid come. And that's when let the struggle begin. Let the struggle begin. That's when a lot of couples start bickering, going back and forth. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. You're gone all the time. You ain't spend no time with me. That's when that start coming in. When the baby dropped. Y'all having all this fun. Y'all having a good time. Y'all, boy, you're traveling, hanging out with your best buddies and your friends and all her girlfriends, and y'all join the holidays. Boy, when that kid drop, and y'all see how much them expenses are, y'all be like, oh my God. I didn't know it was so expensive. Yeah. You live in that fantasy life. That's why they said it pays the cost to be the boss. That's where that comes from. And a lot of people get caught off guard. They can't really afford to live the life that they live in. But they don't know that until they get into it. Because somebody forgot to tell you that. Maybe it was your parents. They forgot to tell you that. And maybe it could be your friends forgot to tell you that. Your friends didn't want to tell you that because they didn't want you to get in their business. It's a cold game out here, man. Is this the debt consolidation class? Nope, it's not. This is the life consolidation class. This is about living life. How do you feel about Tekashi 6ix9ine in the news? I don't know. I don't know much about the little dude, to be honest. What did he do? I don't know. I don't know what to say, what to think about him. Having his crew are locked up. Yeah, I know they're locked up, but I don't know what they're locked up for. I don't know what's the charge. People with kids always tell me that children are a blessing, but they constantly bitching about their kids. Well, they don't like their kids most of the time anyway. That's just the reality. Let me tell you what most people like. People like it's kind of like the event. The idea of having kids is great. It's kind of like getting married. Same thing. The concept of getting married, the idea of having kids is good. Great. Boy, but when they get into it, it's like, oh man, I need a break. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I ain't signed up for this. Shut up. Most people don't commit to anything. Weak, soft, no discipline at all. They don't commit to anything. They just be doing stuff. Yep. I know a chick who got 7 kids and she's looking for a man. You available? Are you interested? 7 kids? I wouldn't even entertain that. I would never entertain a woman with 7 kids. I would entertain a woman with 2 kids. Nah. We'd be friends, but there's nothing gonna happen there. Nah, I'll pass on that. Oh, like this video. Share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. LT just took a trip about a week ago to your neck of the woods. That's weird. I wish I knew this game after high school. I would have never gotten that. Yeah, look, America, the game in America is to get you in debt. That's the game. Get you in debt so you can't get out. That's how it is, man. Get you in debt so you can't get out. You can have all the credit cards you want and run them all up. Just keep paying them. Just keep paying the monthly payments. That's all. That's the game. Now, you're not supposed to make no big money. You're not supposed to make no big money. If you can crack $5,000 outside of work, you beat the system. Concept of marriage is good for women, but not men. No, I'm not going to say the concept of marriage is not good for men. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say women have advantages, but if you go along the way as men, if you go along the way with marriage, the way everyone else is doing it, oh, that concept that's no good for us. See, you got to do marriage the way you want it to do, the way you want it done. You got to have relationships the way you want to have a relationship. And if she ain't down with that, somebody else is. That's been my experience. That's how it is. See, if you try to follow everybody else, that ain't gonna work for most of us. That's another thing that I wish I would have known when I was 18. If you try to follow everyone else's relationship, their idea of a relationship, that ain't gonna work for you, buddy. But I ain't had nobody to tell me that. I ain't had nobody to tell me that. I guess they didn't want to tell me. I don't know. They just didn't want to talk about it. I don't know, man. You ain't got no kid? Toy Man Flyer 1100 in the house. I've been seeing a lot of your comments. Toy Man Flyer 1100. You're paying that shit for 100 years. No, you're not. You're going to be dead. You ain't paying nothing for 100 years. You're going to be dead. And when you're dead, you don't need to worry about it. So don't need to worry about it now. I mean, don't let it go. Don't let it go to collections. But hey, don't worry about it. Just find a way to make money off your debt. That's the name of the game. Make money off your debt. Make money off your debt. That's the name of the game in America. Find a way to make money off your debt. If you can do that, you're the man. So if your debt is $250 a month, if you pay $250 a month, find a way to make $500 a month. That's it. So that's a net of $250. You're in profit, baby. That's the name of the game. Hit the like button. Former New York Jet player Antonio got 14. Oh, Antonio Cromartie. Yeah, he got he got a bunch of kids, boy. Man, whew. He didn't even care. And I don't think his wife got 14 kids. I think he got 14 kids with a bunch of women. He still he retired or he still play football? I think he retired. I think they pushed him out. You know, a lot of these football players get pushed out. He retired. Yeah, I think they put no one wanted to pick him up, so he had to retire. A lot of them get pushed out. No one pick you up, so you got to retire. NFL is a cold game, man. But Antonio Cromartie, he'll have a good salary. He made millions of dollars. But Dez, he got hurt. So you don't know what's gonna happen with that. T.O. Yeah, that's how they did T.O. Yeah, exactly. But then T.O. get a good pension. He get a good salary every month. So he made millions too. Oh, T.O.? How many kids T.O. got? T.O. on child support? I didn't know that. How many kids he got? I know he got 2 of them that he be showing on Instagram. T.O. got 4, 5. Okay. He got 2 of them that he be showing on Instagram that he got I think he got married to this woman in LA. That in LA. He was showing on Instagram all the time. You don't watch the NFL anymore? I don't watch it very often either. I got 4 or 5. Okay. So he on child support for how many? $30K a month? Damn. So most of his money go on child support. Damn. Well, child support ain't no joke, boy. Phew, boy. Shit. He was on Dr. Phil phone. The baby mom asking for more money. Nah, I didn't see that. I heard about it, but I didn't see it. How the hell they asking for more money when he wasn't even playing football? Some trifling women. I'm telling you, there's some trifling women out here, boy. Ooh-wee. Man. All right, Toy. Man Flyer, 1100. Be easy. 5,000. Man, the white chick get the least amount. I was surprised only 4K a month. So it was all white women on there? On Dr. Phil show? Man, don't take no 4,000 a month to raise no child, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. You know, it's cold, man. It's a cold game, man. This one black chick was getting 11,000? God damn. Shit. You know, these women, they don't work. You know, These women, a lot of women out here like hustling athletes. That's their thing. It's been like that for a long time, from what I've been hearing. The baby hustle. The baby hustle. When it comes to these athletes, boy. One white, 2 or 3 black, and the rest were mixed, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, T.I. slinging pipe everywhere, huh? What he was on? What was the whole concept of the show? Why was he on there? That they were just begging for more money, or what? What was the concept of the show when T.O. was on there? The website is called Baller Alert. Baller Alert. That's funny. Baller Alert. Oh shit. Shit. T.O. Well, all I know is that food T.O. agreed to come on face all these made about deadbeat dads not seeing their kids. Well, if you play football all the time, shit, you ain't gonna be able to see them damn kids like that. What the hell, these women? That's a bunch of BS. If you play football all the time, you ain't gonna be able to see them damn kids like that. If they're in different states, different cities, come on, man. That's just what it is. Exactly. Plus, if you're playing football, that's what the time, more than likely, that's the time they're talking about. When he was playing football, you're not going to be able to see them kids like that. That's what it is. Look, there's a sacrifice. When you play NFL football, there's a sacrifice. The sacrifice is time away from family and friends. That's the sacrifice. So I don't know what they were thinking. Even Dr. Phil know that. He know a lot of these athletes, when they play football, they don't spend a lot of time with no family. If they don't live with the family, not in the same town or same city, you ain't gonna see them nobody else very often. Till the season over. That's what it is. One chick had her parents in the audience fucking with two while he was on the stage. Man, a lot of these women, they exaggerate a lot too. They know what they were signing up for. They know what they were doing. Hustling box. The hustle box. So I don't buy into a lot of these shows, a lot of these women going here. I don't be buying into a lot of that stuff. They be saying they exaggerate a lot, and they more than likely they turn T.O. into the bad guy, as always. What up? They turn T.O. into the bad guy like they always do in these shows. It's always the man's fault. It's always the man's fault. It seems like. Oh, women never take responsibility for their actions. It's always the man's fault. T.O. crying. What he was crying for? Crying for who? For what? Crying on the TV show? Man, come on, man. Crying on Dr. Phil's show. What for? Nobody gonna feel bad for you if you start crying on TV. A black man crying on television? Oh, they really ain't. No one gonna feel sorry for you. Don't even get into that. What's up, man? What's the plan? Oh, that's a kind of a broad question. What's the plan? I don't know. The plan is we sit here and talk, have an open discussion. You missed most of the discussion. I've been on here over an hour. I'm about to get off here in a minute. Man, that show probably on YouTube. He was crying for the shit they were saying and the film, but the child, he started crying. Even the little kid started crying. Had the little kid confused. You know, he always crying. He meant they are a little weak and emotional. Steve Harvey always crying. What is that? Steve Harvey be crying too? What he be crying about? What Steve be crying about, man? What the hell Steve got to cry for? Ringo TV. No, I don't know nothing about that, buddy. No, I don't follow anybody on here, really. You know. I have no idea who that is. You know. So hey, man, it's been real. I'm about to sign off, man. You know. Check out my website. Check out my Patreon. And happy Thanksgiving to you, yours, your family. Try not to eat too much. Enjoy your time with your family, friends, your loved ones. You know. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.